Now it's time to talk about little Taylor Swift and Billie Eilish, because Billie Eilish came forward recently, and Billie Eilish was talking about artists who bring out records, who bring out material over and over and over and over and over again. And she doesn't like it at all. She says, honestly, artists who are re-releasing the music in various copy forms, she doesn't like it. She says that it's taking out more of their fans' money. It's overusing that. It's abusing that. And they should not be doing that. GR's making a good drink right now, everybody.
GR, use your mute button, buddy, for fuck's sake. Also take a drink for disrupting the show for the second time.
Anyways, kids here, Sabrina. Kids here. Hey. So at an interview with Billboard recently, she came forward. She said that about this whole subject. She was very blunt about this, saying that a lot of big artists who are releasing all their music on multiple times, including on vinyl and everything else, she thinks that's a shameless cash grab. Not to mention bad for the environment. She's talking about the waste that comes from that. Vinyl, DVDs, or CDs, all of that, they're throwing it out. It's causing more problems in the environment. And she said, we live in an age where for some reason it's very important to, there's some artists to come out there and make lots of different vinyl versions so they can make more money and take over the whole business. Like now you have a special edition, one more song, and so they buy that, and that's just wasting money and wasting like materials, and also taking advantage of your fans. She doesn't like it. So people online are saying that's shots fired at who? At Taylor Swift, because Taylor Swift has been re-releasing all of her records over and over again on vinyl, on CDs, everything. Now, I'll say this though about Taylor Swift. Good old Tay-Tay. I have a friend that's a big Taylor Swift fan, and I was talking to her about this recently, and she said that Taylor Swift lost all the masters to all of her music. So there was this whole bidding war, and they didn't actually bid on it, so she lost all the masters, so she couldn't even do anything with her original songs. And so she had to go back to the studio, re-record them, and then re-release stuff. And that's why she's releasing her whole catalog. So the shots fired at her, it's because she has to re-record it. She has no chance, no choice. She has to do it. Then again, yes, it is a cash grab, and that does happen all the time. How many deluxe special editions do you get? It's not cool, but that's the business, isn't it? So is it shots fired? Is that cool? Is that not cool? How do we feel about this? Like, honestly, I understand what she's saying. I get it. She says she doesn't do it, but people online are going crazy because they're saying it must be going after Taylor Swift because everyone's talking about Taylor Swift all the time. That's what it is. So what do you feel about this? Sabrina, do you think that this is shots fired at Taylor Swift? You're a big Billie Eilish fan. You think that's what this is? Or do you think that she's just saying, like, in general, and she doesn't do it, so we shouldn't actually be doing this because it's not cool?
Okay, so first of all, the Taylor Swift situation was it's kind of like a Simon Cowell thing where, like, they sign you after American Idol and they make all of the money for you, which is unfortunate. And so she had this thing with the producer, and, like, she couldn't get rights to her own music, and that's shitty. That being said, she's also a billionaire. So I don't really know how important or necessary it is for her to re-release her stuff 8,000 more times. I appreciate Taylor Swift. And I appreciate the fact that so many young people can relate to her and that she's a positive role model, in a certain way. Like, again, she's a billionaire. So and she's also 12. So I'm exaggerating, but I'm just saying, like, there's no, like, I mean, you're a billionaire already. Like, if you want to have control of your music, I respect and appreciate that. Someone else shouldn't be making money off of you. You know what I mean? Like 100%, but at the same time, Billie Eilish, also very young artist, also very talented, also a very good role model, also shows that she goes through things like everyone else does. And so I first heard her on K-Rock or something, and she was super young. And I was like, oh my God, this girl is 15. Like, and I just became like obsessed with her music because she is such a talented songwriter and she has a very good message. And she's also not your typical Barbie doll pretty girl, which is Taylor Swift. You know what I mean? Taylor Swift is, she's always decked out and just Billie Eilish is, she wears like my grandmother's suit from like Chanel, like in 1984, like I'm not sure, you know what I mean? So like, I think that there's something super sexy and super alluring in the fact that there's someone who is in that age range that's not falling prey to the pressures of society and just holding her own and doing what she wants and, standing up for what she believes is right. And I love her music. I think she's fantastic. And she's won 2 Oscars already. At her age, that's insane. And I'm super proud of her. And I'm really glad that I'm really glad that she's, able to speak her mind and say how she feels. I don't know that it's necessarily geared towards Taylor Swift. There's a lot of people who re-release their music, a lot of
Yeah.
people who remaster their shit and put it back out. So I don't think that it's a specific hit against Taylor, but there's just, you're allowed, you're allowed to say, hey, I don't think this is fair to your fans, because there are fans who are rabid and will do that. And they'll buy every single, they'll have 6 of the same ones if they keep getting re-released, and that is, unfortunate. And I appreciate for her speaking her mind. And I think that, she's an amazing artist, and I look forward to more of her music as the years go on. I think she's only going to get better.
I think so too. I read this, man. I think people are just jumping the gun, thinking, "Oh, it has to be going after Taylor Swift because she's been so popular. She's in the news so much. Everyone's talking about Tay Tay." Let's go to Torbit. Torbit, do you know? Are you a fan of Taylor Swift? Do you think that? Do you know Billie Eilish at all? You know Billie Eilish? Oh, we can't hear him.
Did you mute yourself, Torbit?
I muted myself.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, babe.
I'm really not a big Taylor Swift fan at all, because I kind of think that she's a bit overrated. I definitely can name a bunch of other people that sort of, no offense, but like they kind of have better music than her. She's just not my kind of type. She's not my type. But I've just been thinking that she's like, I don't know why or how, but like in the middle of nowhere, she's just becoming famous, and I don't really know why. I think it's because of a podcast she released. But she does work hard, and she won 2 Oscars, so that's pretty impressive. But I just think she's kind of overrated.
Do you think that Billie Eilish is probably more popular than her? Or who do you think is more popular between these two?
I'm probably, since Taylor Swift has blown up, I think Taylor Swift is probably a bit more popular.
Yeah.
But I really do enjoy Billie Eilish's music. Torbit, what do you listen to? I have a lot of different kinds of music that I listen to. I do not know.
But
Pop,
you
rock,
pick Billie
rap.
You pick Billie Eilish over Taylor Swift?
Yes, for sure.
Do you think that this is a cash grab ever? Do you see that? Like, do you see artists re-releasing stuff a lot? Is that cool to do that, or do you think that that is a cash grab? People are trying to make their fans pay more money.
I do not know really. Maybe
Economics is not Torbit's specialty, sir.
Yeah. But here, how about this, Torbit? Let's say you buy a record, right? We don't really buy them anymore. That's the problem, right? You probably never had to buy a CD or a album or anything like that, right? We don't do that. It's all digital, right?
no.
It's all digital.
Yeah.
So, but if it pops up and then another one pops up, but it's the same thing, are you like, why am I going to listen to it? Or will you listen to that?
It's a cool decoration to have in my room, I guess.
There you go.
Yeah, that's a cool decoration to have in my room.
And that's a good way to go about it, because sometimes, when they release it on vinyl or something like that, you can hang it up on a wall or something like that, but you don't need it really anymore, right?
Yeah, like I have well, this is not really a CD, but it's a Steve Lacy poster. I have a Steve Lacy poster up there.
Nice.
And that's another thing. That's another thing that, coming back to I don't remember whose question it was, but it was like, what do you listen to? Typically Steve Lacy.
Steve Lacy. There we go. Putting that out there. I don't know who actually asked that either. I think Sabrina might know when she comes back. But yeah. But I would say this, though, too. It's like these two artists are so big and everyone wants to cause drama between them, Everyone knows Billie Eilish. Everybody knows Taylor Swift. Once she started dating Kelsey, she was like, oh, everyone's going everybody's going nuts, GR, right? But I don't know. I just think they're blowing this out of proportion. I think people are going crazy about this for no reason, Torbit. I think they're just trying to make drama out of nowhere, right?
Yeah, Taylor Swift is actually getting a lot of hate. On at least on my For You page, on my kind of internet, like on my TikTok. Most of every single thing I see about Taylor Swift is just a hate video.
They're crazy.
Yeah.
They're jealous. They're jealous of her, I think. And also, everyone's talking about her. So, of course, you're getting to love it.
It's still true that it's a lot of clout, and I don't think she deserves it all. But, yeah, that's true. They are definitely hating her too much. Way too much.
Yeah, a lot of hate. There's a lot of love and a lot of hate, but that's what happens too. Like if you're a celebrity and you're out there, you're gonna get the mix of both. When everyone's listening to your stuff, you're not gonna have all the best comments coming through. You have good stuff and bad stuff. That's just what it is.
Yeah.
Would you ever want to be a celebrity, Torbit?
I mean, would a soccer player count?
That could count. Yeah, 100%.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
People have pictures of you up on their wall too. You know,
You'll
like
be the next
hitting
David Beckham.
Yeah.
Well, David
Why
Beckham,
not?
I guess, I'm old. I'm showing my age. David Beckham is like.
He'll be the next Torbit. That's what he'll be. The next Torbit.
No, preferably. I
There
don't
you
know
go.
if I pronounced that word wrong. The next Ronaldo.
Oh yeah.
Nice
Ronaldo.
Ronaldo.
What is he? He's number 7, right? Number 5 or number 7? Number 7.
Number 7. He's number
Yep.
7, but he's mostly number 1.
Oh, there you go. Look at you. 100%. I love it.
Yeah. Well, great.
Pele's really good. He's a legend. R.I.P.
I just when I
R.I.P.
think of a celebrity soccer person, I always think of David Beckham because he it was not about soccer anymore. You know what I mean? Like it's like
And-
he's
Quit
all-
showing your age.
Yeah, that's
I'm
probably
just saying.
That's probably because he played for LA Galaxy.
No, I understand, Sabrina. I understand. I think of Pele.
Yeah.
Pele's really good. Yeah, R.I.P. He was good.
Yeah.
Good. He's the real guy.
I'm with Torbit.
Yeah. Well, Torbit, I agree. I think that, I hate to say that she's overrated because Taylor Swift is
It
everywhere. But I would say that people are just blowing this out of proportion. And why can't we like them both, And I get, though, re-releasing stuff. There's no even, people are going nuts, but there's no reason to be mad about this. It just goes digital. It goes digital. And yes, there's a vinyl. That's for people that want to collect stuff. So that's great. It's a collecting thing more than an actual, a buying to. Listen, it's to be on your Spotify, it'll be your Apple Music, it'll be everywhere you can find. It doesn't matter. And at the end of the day, we're not going to go buy this. Just let's do it. We're going to buy this and put it up in a presentation platform, on a wall, we're going to save it for our kids or something. I don't know.
But I think the point is that you don't need 3 of the same one. You know what I'm saying?
You don't. And people won't listen to them all.
You do.
Well, GR, let's go to you then, man. What do you think? Do you think this is Billie Eilish throwing shade at Taylor Swift? Or do you think that this is just like the business and people use this for, it's like a souvenir more than a platform that you're going to listen to all the time?
Well, as you said, she's throwing shade, but I understand Torbit liking Billie better. She's almost the same age. I mean,
yeah, 100%.
Sorry, artists have been doing this stuff. I'm cleaning it up because there's a youngster on the show. For decades.
Yeah. Right, GR? It happens all the time. How many greatest hits albums come out? And you're like, oh, I've heard all these songs. You know what I mean?
Gee, nobody ever did that before. Gee, I'm shocked that she's doing that.
Yeah.
Come on.
I think that
This business is all about one thing only. Money. And
Taylor Swift has a lot of it.
Yeah.
15, 20 years from now, Eilish will be doing the same stuff.
No, she won't. How dare you?
Want to bet?
GR, do you see anything because like I was saying before, a big thing that went down was, she lost the rights to her actual original mixes of her tapes, and that's why she's re-releasing them. Does that make sense then that you would re-release them because you lost the
absolutely
originals?
makes sense. It happens in that industry.
Yeah.
I mean, if you give your music away to anybody, you're screwed.
Well, she had a whole problem with the studio or the record labels too. That was a whole deal. The record label wouldn't release it. They sold it to somebody else, and they wouldn't sell it back to her. It's a whole thing that happens all the time. They didn't even have faith in Taylor Swift for a long time. But Billie Eilish, I think,
it was just like Brian, just like the movie industry back in the day when the studios owned you and your work. The same thing in music. It's only just changing in the music industry now. Whereas our industry, it changed 20, 30 years ago.
And our industry still is not, it was almost better back then sometimes, I think, Now it's getting so convoluted. I'm just I don't even know where we're going with it sometimes. But I'm worried that it's going to change too much, but I do think that Billie Eilish is just saying that the business needs to be better.
That, Tim. Thank you.
And she's worried about the fans and the fans spending too much and not getting anything that's like original and new. They're getting like one track, but just release a freaking single track and then call it good, as opposed to releasing your whole album. But I understand Taylor Swift this reason because she lost the tracks. It's all new. It's different in a lot of ways because she's older singing it. But then again, release a live album instead. Give us something that's like different energy, different vibe. And then again, it all goes digital, like Torbett said. So it doesn't matter. It's like, we're not going to buy this, just listen to it. We're not going to pop it into a record player maybe, but not a cassette, not a Walkman. We're not going to have that. We're not going to put it on like our headphones and walk around. We're not going to do that anymore. That's not the business. That's not where we're at.
Yeah.
It's different.
You know what I think? I think that Taylor Swift is just famous for like 2 years maybe, and then there's going to be someone else that just randomly just pops up and then becomes a billionaire.
Oh, you think that she's just a flash in the pan right now, huh, Torbett?
Mm-hmm. Flavor of the year.
Flavor of the year. That happens all the time, too. It happens all the time.
Yeah, just clout.
For a kid's age, he's really a smart young man.
You made me ask Torbett, Sabrina?
No, I think Torbett is holding himself very well. Thank you, Tim. I think Torbett's holding himself very well with this conversation. I'm very impressed with your takes on something that's, kind of out of your realm, being your age. Like you have a lot of a really good information that you're passing on, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, I forgot to mention my dad got back from his walk like 15 minutes ago, and I'm just like, no,
taking over.
No.
Yeah, no, you're in there. He's like, no, Dad, I'm fine. If you can just walk away.
I might still say.
Yeah. Dad, who?
If you stay here, I think the next topic might be up your alley. That's all I'm saying right now.
Oh.
Are you
well, let me sit next to him for this.
Yeah. You say. Okay, so you take over and tell me when the next part is.
Okay. No, he's on it.
Tell me when the next part is.
Looks like his mom.
Ron, let's go to you fast, Ron. Before we move on, what do you think about this Taylor Swift situation? Like Billie Eilish is saying this about the business in general. She's being very generalized about this. Oh, it's happening to people. Their artists are abusing this. Is she targeting Taylor Swift, or is it just like, it's just the business?
I think everybody's targeting Taylor Swift right now, and I think a lot of it is the business, but everybody targets Taylor Swift. And I do think she's a flash in the pan, possibly. It's a long pan, but I do think so.
Right, Ron?
Right.
I think but everyone wants to attack her, I think, in general, because she's a billionaire now. She's a billionaire artist, and she's Travis Kelce and her are like everywhere. He's getting TV deals. She's doing stuff, and this happens in movies too all the time. And it's like you have somebody like, remember Jennifer Lawrence was like everywhere, and it lasts for like a couple of years, and then she's gone, and look at Timothy Chalamet right now. He's everywhere. But I give it 2 years from now. I know you get that first look deal with WB, but give it 2 to 3 years, he'll be gone. Yeah.
That's what it's just. Sometimes there's always a new up and comer.
Oversaturation sometimes is not the best thing for the business, I don't think. But Taylor Swift, maybe music's different. Is she Madonna? Is she the next Madonna? Will she have that staying power?
No. I mean, she'll always be big, but you brought up an interesting point too, because she had all of that stuff go on with her original music, with the recording company taking all of her original tracks and Kelly Clarkson telling her just re-record everything,
Yep.
So I would be a little touchy about things when it comes to my music and stuff. I would, definitely be a little gun shy.
Yeah. And then, Kelly Clarkson too, she sold her library recently too. She sold it all off. She probably saw I make so much money that I can do it again and it's fine. And she's going to start touring again as well.
Right.
It didn't bother her. That's almost smart business right there almost, right?
Yeah, I thought that was really smart business. I mean, she's got it. Why not? What's she going to do with it? It's just like, this is good. This is good. Invest it in something and just keep it rolling, Kelly.
Keep it friggin' rolling.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see though what happens with this. Will it cause a feud? Will it cause a bigger feud right now? Is Taylor gonna freaking shots fired back at Billie?
Doesn't everybody have a feud with Taylor? Like she is so unliked and has always been, and she's always kind of running up that hill.
Running up that hill.
Touchy, I have the same haircut as Timothy Chalamet, so go fuck yourself, okay? And everyone should drink right now for Timothy Chalamet's haircut, which is on my head. To be fair, I did it in my.
Your curls look better on you, Sabrina.
I did it in my bathroom at 2 a.m., so I don't really have too much. I'm not too proud of it, but it's still Timothy Chalamet's fucking hair.
Still look better.
Nice, I love it.
Yeah,
mark that down and said something nice about Sabrina.
Oh, GR, you know what? You don't have to drink right now. As a matter of fact, yes, you do, because we're going to celebrate. Cheers,
put
sir.
it out there. Cheers to running up that hill and to music in general. Yeah. But I think, though, that this is just this moment. There might be a few that might happen. Who knows? But I think that, again, I think Taylor Swift, too. Everyone's going, there's so many people that love her. I think they just want to talk about her and relate her to everything that everybody says. It's just a thing right now. And this will only be for this moment in time. I know people love her. I'm not going to try to hate on you, Taylor Swift fans. I think she's very talented and she's done really well for herself and she's very business savvy. But there's a certain thing that happens, what we said today, where it's like you do really well at one point, you go up this freaking mountain, but you go up only so long and eventually you have to come down. And eventually the new person comes forward and that's what happens. And hopefully that she doesn't go that way, but don't abuse shit. If you go too far, people might get mad about it. Mm-hmm. And again, she is re-releasing. I know fans are excited about it, but what will happen next? Well, they'll eventually get bored of it, I think. But maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. And I will eat that shoe when I get there. That's all I'm saying. But
I don't think you're going to eat that one.
That's the thing. That's the thing. Eat that shoe, right, GR? That's the thing.
No, because I think bottom line is in this industry, whether it's music, film, TV, you have a lifespan.
Yeah.
And people love you for 20 minutes, for 20 years. And then it's like, Brian, who? They don't. It becomes a Dillegaff moment.
It does. It really does.
It's funny.
I think that's on the list of things to drink for. So Dillegaff, everybody, your turn.
We about to get it in, y'all.
It's twice.
Yeah.
We need to get the buttons.
This is moving forward. We're getting my brain right now. This is happening, and I think that overall, I don't think Billie Eilish meant this, but people will blow things out of proportion all the time.
Absolutely.
I just think that's what it is.
This makes sense.
On the brain, and that's what it is. And what do you do about it? You can't. So honestly, at the end of the day, people keep releasing stuff over and over again. That's the business. You get greatest hits, best hits, new tracks on the greatest hits. So you buy that greatest hits. That's the business. That's the studio. That's the record label. That's how they make more money. It's not the artists in general. It's the studio, I think. End of the day, don't blame the player. Blame the game.